Welcome back to LEDucation 2024 live stream presented by Greg, the DLFNY.
That's who they are. Design Light Forum, New York.
Yeah, you remembered it. And of course, brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. Light man easy.
That's right. You know, at first when I saw the color selectable and wattage selectable product, I wasn't so sure. I was like, do I want to pay a little bit more? Yes, you do.
Yes.
Because then you don't have to think as much.
Yeah,
it makes it easier for the end user to change it down the road.
Less SKUs. Let's go. Go to KeystoneTech.com. Light made easy. KEYSTONETCL. Wow. KEYSTONETCH. Come on.
ECH.
.com. You know what? We are very, very honored and proud to be joined by the editor of LightedMag.com, none other than Scott Costa. Go to LightedMag.com. How are you?
I'm great. A great event. Thanks for having me. I don't need to tell you, and I have bigger compliments for you guys. But I really appreciate you guys, doing this, for the website, doing this for people who are watching at home, and providing again, a look at what it is that's going on here when they couldn't come. So I really appreciate you guys doing this.
Well, you can hear it in the background. That's for sure. What else? This place is packed.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel. So LEDucation got something right. What is it, Scott Costa?
I'm not sure what, that's a great question. I mean, what they got right is they generated some buzz. They said, hey, you know what? We're the big show in the United States this year. We're what it's all about. Use it or lose it, miss it and you're going to miss out. And people showed up. I mean, they did a great job of getting it right, making sure people wanted to show up, and they showed up. Holy smokes!
And that's the thing about events is that energy that it brings.
Energy.
Energy.
There's energy here, dude.
Oh, it was here at 8 o'clock. I got here at 8 because I had a meeting at 8:15, and the energy was here before the trade show opened. It's been there's definitely been a buzz here.
Lighting people have been pushing to get into place for 8 hours.
It's true. And it's going to be another 4 beyond this.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy back here. I'm stunned at the number of people who are still walking around.
And, you go to some of these places, Greg, and we find a lot of students. In Germany, there was a lot of students when we were there.
Yeah.
And this is where people from Canada and the United States need, right now, this is the place to come to. Would you agree with that, Scott?
I absolutely agree with that. And I'm not, I'm not pointing fingers at other events like other folks that pointed fingers at events. I mean, the fact of the matter
There's been a lot of finger pointing.
This is the biggest lighting trade show in this country this year. It is. And so now, the ball's in everybody's court to say, how are we going to beat this? And how are we going to create that buzz for other events? Let's be honest, can the country handle if this is going to be this big, can the country handle 2 major events a year?
After this, it's exhausting. Like, you're dealing with the exhausted after the fact kind of crowd.
Yeah, I'm gassed. I'm completely gassed. And again, it's everybody has problems. I mean, think about it. The problem could be I held an event and nobody showed up.
Right.
LEDucation held an event and too many people showed up. Like, where people are bumping into each other and there's not enough space. And it's been, it's a great problem to have. If you're going to have problems, I'll take that one, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Bouncers at the door keeping people out? That's exactly what you want.
No doubt. No doubt. So they have a great problem going on here.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, the second part of that is I wandered past where they had their education sessions, whatever they call them, their training session, whatever.
Sure.
So I'm standing, 200 people walk out of a room.
Packed.
Like 200 people walked out of one room. I'm like, I can't even, I've lost count. So
and all the online stuff as well.
Yep, exactly. So they've done a lot of things here that I've been very impressed with as an observer.
What's interesting is that, like, I don't want to make it about nailed, okay? Because we make it about nailed a lot. But this is what happens when lighting people are in charge of their own events.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about light fair, and I'm going to say it, the IES, that is not lighting people. Like, you're dealing with non-lighting people in the past. People that are about making money on trade shows. This is what happens when you make a show about lighting by lighting people. That matters.
Yep.
People get together. They want to get after it. They want to have things to happen. So, I would say to the DLFNY, keep it going.
No doubt. And the other part of that is, again, I have a specific audience of electrical distributors, not necessarily lighting distributors. And so I ran into a few here, and one of them I don't want to. It's hard to explain the whole makeup of this place, and there's 8 different rooms.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to try and do that for people who aren't here because it's too confusing. But the traffic flow as you walk into the first room, whether you like it or not, you get your badge and you're like, okay, it's supposed to be the first room to walk into. So you walk in, that's just kind of the flow is. And I saw an electrical distributor there, and I was talking to her. I'm like, how are things going? It's great. She goes, you know what? I've been in this room for an hour and 45 minutes. I still haven't gone to any of the other rooms yet.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely how it's been. And that's, she legit said that to me. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, well, have a great one. And, admittedly, there's crowds, and it's hard to move around, and the aisles are too thin. And
perfect.
My rant, yeah. So my rant for today is this. If you're in a crowd this big and you're looking at your phone while you're trying to get out the damn way. I mean, seriously, there's too many people here to be checking whatever your text messages. This isn't the time. Yeah. But it's been I'm impressed with what a lot of these exhibitors did in the space that they have. I mean, everybody's pretty much got a 10 by 10. Yeah. I mean, there's a few little bigger ones, but I'm impressed with the products that they brought. They brought their new stuff, and they've had vibrant conversations about that stuff. I ran into a couple of manufacturers reps who've been very happy with the conversations that they were having. So, it's been an interesting show.
Now, as a representative of the electrical industry, electrical distribution,
that's a good way to put it.
Is it? Do you see this as if they're going to go to a lighting trade show right now? Obviously, go to all the NAD stuff. That's
but we're not really a lighting trade show. We're a little different, but
if you're going to go to one, do you go to Light Fair? Do you go to LEDucation? Is it going to be a decision that people have to make?
Yeah, it might be.
I absolutely think it is.
Yeah,
I think people only have a budget for hey, I'm not going to get on the road. If I'm going to go to Germany and I'm going to go to LEDucation next year, I'm going to go to Vegas next year for Light Fair. I got to make my decisions, and I think that. It's gonna. I love competition. I always I tell folks. I'm like, I hope people compete with TED Magazine in terms of trying to get readers. And
we are
and
trying to get other people to start podcasts.
Yes, I love the competition. Yes. I do, and so I'm excited by that. And I think that LEDucation's going to have to figure out if they want to let people have bigger booths. They're going to have to.
DLFNY has a choice to make actually.
Exactly.
What's interesting is because they can actually become the world leader.
Not
even forget about Light and Build. Light and Build is compared to this. Yeah. This is way better than Light and Build. I'm sorry, I was there. I've seen both. I was just there 3 weeks ago. This is where it's at, Europe. Wrong. Come here. Don't go there. But when it comes down to it, though, when you look at it from a perspective of this is an American response to destruction. Light Fair goes like this.
Yeah.
But then America comes back on the other side.
Yep.
This is such an American response to the decline of Light Fair. Only in America would you have LEDucation blowing out. You know what I'm saying? It's such an American thing to have happen.
I don't disagree with you. And that's what competition brings. And if I don't know the situation, to be honest with you, but I mean, if I were Light Fair, I would have somebody walking around here. I'm not trying to be. Yeah. It's funny because
we just bumped into some people that have a show in September.
Yes.
We just bumped into them. They're here,
and there we go.
They're keeping a sharp eye on it.
There's nothing wrong. Everybody wants to be innovative, and that's just great. There's nothing wrong with having somebody else's idea in the first place and then being innovative about it. In the second place. So it's like it'll be interesting to see. Again, what Light Fair learns about this event and what happens with their event.
They're not going to learn anything about this event.
I don't know.
No, because they hired Germans to run their event.
I know that, yes. Well, they technically bought in, but yes, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
No, but the running of the event
is going to be by a non-American company.
Yes, right. You're done.
Yeah.
We've already decided which event is going to be the event. Walk the show floor here. It's over, so the DLFNY can only in America would something like this happen. This is what America is about, actually.
Yeah.
It's like one goes down, the other, it's like the force pushes out through the other way. And good on the DLFNY for inviting it and making it happen. And Bert was on the program here a while ago. He said, we don't even know what we're going to do with it.
Right.
How much further we can go.
Yeah. With the convention, though, you talked about you like competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. I do too, but I just want one convention. I just want a lighting
two.
convention.
Everybody
I
says
just
that.
want one.
See, that's what everybody
Make
says.
it all happen.
And I don't know if that's. I just don't know if that's possible. But everybody
Right.
says that. Hey, you know what? Can you just make one big event? Maybe
Yeah.
you guys. Hey, it would be great if you guys join forces and just
Right.
like. No, they're not doing that. They're
One
not
big
going to
party.
do that.
Let's go.
That's
Why
not going to happen. That's
This
not
is
gonna happen.
nonprofit. Light Fair makes profit.
On the record, I'll say this: for next year, when both of these events are happening, I'll go to both. As the publisher of TED Magazine,
Yeah.
I will go to both events.
Yep.
I'm not, with no expectations for either one.
But as
I'm
a
not gonna say
journalist.
that. As a journalist, exactly, I will go to both events. I will view them both as a opportunity to learn things, as an opportunity to observe. Again, like I say, to hold the mirror, like I did here, to hold the mirror up above the event and just tell people what's in the reflection honestly and fairly, and not make up what was going on there.
Yeah.
So I'll certainly go to both. But I think they can both learn a little something from each other. And I think that, it's a great question. Can two major lighting trade shows happen in the same year at the same
The
time?
fact that people are saying LEDucation is a major lighting trade
It
show
is.
is unbelievable.
It is.
Actually.
It is.
Congratulations to the
Yes.
DLFNY. Now to
Yes.
criticize them a little bit.
And
Here
I will too. You go first.
No,
Yeah.
I will. I've been, prior to the recent events that we went through over the last 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
that shut a lot of things down. I don't want to bring
Right.
it up,
Mhm.
what the name of that is. Let's
Yeah,
just leave it where it is. We were going to a lot of events, and I felt like NAED was one of the best event managers and holders. We went to the Southwest or
The South Central?
Yes.
Central, yeah.
And you guys podcast.
Wow,
from there,
what
remember?
an amazing! That was our first live stream we ever did. Was from
Mhm.
your event.
Yeah,
Right,
it was.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your event.
Yep.
And the internet was there. Everything was organized beautifully. The whole team took care of everything. And it wasn't as big as this, but it was a big event.
Yeah, there were heavy hitters there.
Like
I mean, there were important
4,000
people from
4 or 5,000.
There were a lot of people there, but it wasn't that quite that many. But they were important people, and I'm a big believer in that. If you're going to have if you're going to have 200 people come to this, they better be the 200 best lighting people in the country or the most influential. Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? Are you guys going to do more events, less events? What's your plan for the future?
So the plan again at NAAD is we've cut our regions. So a few years ago we had 4 regions, and then before I came to TED Magazine, we actually had 4 regions, and we cut that down to 3. We had an East, a West, and a South Central.
Oh.
And then we came to the conclusion that in addition to having too many meetings and conferences and events in the fall between September, October, November, it was like there's just too many conferences. Again, kind of like with this. Like I don't want to go to 2 lighting events. I don't want to go to 4, meetings and conferences that everybody's holding. So we decided that we would, one, cut the country in half and just have an East and a West, which actually turned out equal because we took our South Central region and put it in the East. And the result is we basically have the same number of distributors as we do in the West now. So it's pretty even. It's almost exactly even, in fact. And so what we're going to do is not hold a November conference. It's not going to happen. But then in January we'll hold a Western region conference, and then in February we'll hold an Eastern region conference. That the South Central people and the East people will come together. And here's what, I'll be honest. And again, I'm looking at this. I'm going to be fair to the folks at NAD. I know are working hard on it. The folks who are on our committees and our boards are working extremely hard on this. It's a tough situation because you were combining 2 regions worth of distributors into one conference that's still the same length of time. So the result is like, hey, I'm a medium-sized manufacturer and I still need to meet with, 40 distributors over these 2 meetings. But now I only have 2 days to do it.
would be the same complaint here.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
It's
I can't get with enough people.
It's so amazing I can't meet everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's almost the power zone you want to be in.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. So we're trying to work out the kinks on that and make it all happen. And I'm sure we will, and we'll come to some kind of an agreement. And, there's contracts with hotels, and can we extend a day? Can we not? Do you really want to stay for 3 days instead of 2? I mean, there's a lot of things that I think we're still working on. But again, we're working hard on it. We want to make sure that, kind of like what's happening here at LEDucation, we want to make sure that we're meeting every attendee's need, every single need of every single attendee.
Or you're below their need and they're asking for more. More of you,
right?
Not something different,
right? Exactly. No, I agree with that. So it'll be an interesting year ahead.
Sure.
But I'm excited about again the planning that we're doing. and I'm excited about the people who are doing the planning behind the scenes at NAD. Smart people trying to make great conferences. We just had at our last South Central conference, we just had Herm Edwards, the football coach, was our keynote speaker. You know, we spent a little extra money to get somebody. Oh, I was there. He was amazing. He was incredible. Yeah, he's 71 years old. He walks around a stage like he's a 20-year-old running back on a college football team. Yeah. And he's full of energy and he's passionate and he was spectacular. And you know, so we're trying to do things like that. And it's been, and I think they've done a great job with it. It's been a good year of meetings for NAD. Now we got our Women in Industry Conference that's coming up. We have our national meeting coming up in May. Again, we decided to kind of change the format a little bit. No keynote speakers, just panel discussions that we want people who are there to be involved in, which I think is going to be really neat because you're going to learn best practices and be involved in the conversation. And then our Women in Industry event is unbelievable in June. Almost 1,000 women have already signed up. You can still sign up. There's still space, so we don't want to make it seem like it's sold out. It's not. I mean, it's just been.
So where would women go to sign up for that?
Head on over to NAD.org. That's the best place to go.
NAD.org.
NAD.org, because if you just go there to the top of the webpage, you'll see where you can find all the things you want to sign up for. Again, whether it's the national meeting or whether it's Women in Industry, it's all right there. And I'm really excited about the things that are going. We changed our marketing summit this year. Used to be called Adventure. Kind of had it doesn't make sense. I don't know what adventure means. Like what kind of a conference is that?
I like to go on an adventure every day.
Yeah. But what exactly is it? You know. So a great committee of distributors and manufacturers are like, we need to rebrand it, and change the name, and change the attitude, and change the. So they're calling it our marketing summit. That's happening in August in Charlotte. I'm excited about that event. We're bringing our Best of the Best awards back to an in-person event.
I think we could do a whole NAED hour.
We could. I don't want to do that. So let's go back to this. Yes. So a couple things I want to get back to.
Greg has a question for you.
Go ahead. Maybe that it's going to relate to this. Is I know you're going to write your opinion on the show.
No opinion, facts only.
Can you give us some facts, little teasers before you write it? Or are you not ready for that?
Okay. So a couple of teasers that I can give you. Again, it's a great problem to have when you have too many people, but you got to figure out how to move people around because it's a little bit too much.
Yeah,
it is. People who were here had vibrant conversations, again, as I'm kind of listening over people's shoulders, had vibrant conversations about products and things and what's going on and how to do business. At every booth that I was at, whether it was a major, manufacturer or a smaller, manufacturer,
of course,
really strong conversations that I noticed. A lot of people interested in a lot of people trying to, secretly, get a picture like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm wondering if a part of that, to be honest with you, is, again, the competition of lighting manufacturers walking around like, oh, look what they got. Yeah. Click. I'm going to have to talk I'm going to have to talk to some people about that when I get back to the office. Yeah. So I thought those were some of the interesting things that were going on. And it's really kind of become, all the media's here. Yeah. I'll say that. All the magazines are
Get a Grip on Lighting is live streaming.
Get a Grip on Lighting is live streaming. So something can be said about the fact that everybody's covering this thing.
You know what's interesting is that the light education matters in a way that I don't want to say it.
No, go ahead.
Other shows don't matter. There was a magnetic pull to this.
Yeah.
That we've had for a long time, and that we knew we had to be there. We never had that with Light and Build, and and it delivered. To be honest with you,
I agree.
So, there's something to the desire of people to be in a space that's, I'm going to use a word, equitable. Like everybody's booth is basically the same size.
Right.
So there's this power zone where small manufacturers are reaching up to grab that price point and pull themselves in. Yep. And bigger manufacturers are like, sure, I'll pay that much for sure.
Right.
It's worked.
They've hit the power zone. Good on DLFNY, buddy.
No doubt. The other part, I'll say this too, and I'm not, in fairness, I suppose, I went to this event maybe 6 or 7 years ago was the last time I've been to LEDucation. And I'm not, no knock on anybody, whoever was running it then. It was kind of small. Yeah. I think I booked 2.5 days in New York to go to it. I kind of did the run through in a day. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't have much else. There's nobody left to talk to. Certainly wasn't this crowded. I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to go back ever again, to be honest with you, and do this. But like you said, I was magnetized to say, I don't know why I have to come back this year. Why? I don't know. It just seems like everybody's going to be there. Yep. Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. I really think this is one of those things
has momentum.
I need to go to. It has a ton of momentum to it. Now, I'll be back next year. It has a ton of momentum.
For sure.
I agree. And I'll say this too, again, as we you talked about the other publications, the other things, and so now I'm gonna throw this one out at you guys again. All things being equal, everybody's covering this. Everybody's going to have their whatever they're going to do, their write-ups about the sessions they went to, or the people they talked to, or what they saw, and that's all great. What you guys have done for Lighted is the difference maker. All those publications, all those websites, those guys work hard, and they're trying to get stories, and they have great sources and context, and they give context to things that are happening. I mean, I think they do some really good stuff. You know what I got? I got you guys.
Thank you.
I'll take that every time. Nobody else has that, and that's what you guys attract the crowd. You guys have that magnetism to it. Not everybody agrees with you guys. Not everybody, is happy with, maybe a little bit of the language or a little bit of the tone.
Sure.
What did you get? Hey, that's fine. That's why I have you guys.
It's a real discussion.
But it's a draw. Yeah. It's a magnetism of people to come to Lighted. Our analytics are great. Keep it, again, I started a website. I had 0. Hey, how many subscribers do you have? 0. What are you going to do? I'm going to hire these guys. I'm going to cover lighting like a madman.
Yeah.
And we're going to get people to pay attention, and we get people to pay attention, every day. So I owe a lot to you guys for building that audience and what we do, because you're the difference maker for what happens at TED Magazine. You really are. You really are. I mean that.
That is possibly the greatest compliment I've ever received in my professional life.
I would say so. Thank you, Scott.
Scott Costa, what a great compliment, and wow. I would say this, is that I think Greg and I are the harbingers. We're the beginners. We have the Lighting Controls podcast, which you have supported, right? And you had to spank him a little bit, I'll be honest with you.
No. Be nice. I did not. I think there was a miscommunication on what it is we wanted to do. They provided their first episode to me, and I'm like, that's not it. And they were upset about it and concerned, and I didn't want to convey that as the message.
No, but I have to talk to people. Like, Scott Costa is not a conduit; he's an editor.
Yeah.
Right, and so he tells me what to do.
Yeah.
Not or what's going to work or not work. And when I've learned so much from you as well, because as we've gone through this journey with LightEd, you have told us, stay on topic, stay out of that, stay in this place. And so I think the relationship is really one of, 1 beside 1 equals 11, not 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the LightEd Get a Grip on Lighting relationship is so good because you've always kept us on track from the beginning.
And I'll add the Biz Blast that you do on tedmag.com to that too. It's not what you guys provide for me is, we do a lot of stuff at TED Magazine, and I also do marketing for NAD. So I'm trapped in my office a lot. I don't know what's really happening in the real world, and that's where you guys come into play. I don't track lighting sales on a daily and a monthly and make sure, and I don't pay attention to when you tell me the lights are going purple in Minneapolis. I don't know that. I'm in St. Louis. I'm in my office. I have no idea. So what you guys provide for me is that different angle view that I can't possibly have. And that's where I let the leash out a little bit and say, what do you guys need to talk about on the, on these
big love fest here.
It's a love fest, but it's important.
It is great.
Because it's competitive again. And I appreciate the competition from everybody who's doing lighting news. And I think they do great stuff. And I think that's great that they do it, and this is what we do.
You do the best.
What's that?
You do the best.
I don't know. I'm not willing to say that. I do what I do, and you guys do what you do for the audience that we have. Other people have different audiences.
Well, listen, we're speaking from a position of distribution, always, which is why we connect so well with the NA. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And Nailed and NAED are basically two peas in the same pod.
Yeah.
One just says lighting, and the other is 30% lighting. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, or 20% lighting.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing. Folks, I want you to go to lightheadmag.com right now for the number one editor in lighting right here. We got Scott Costa right here, the number one newsman here. Right? Yeah. Everyone can use him to tell them what to write, what to do, what to record, and how to record it. Yeah. That's right. Scott Costa, the editor of lightheadmag.com, the editor of tedmag.com from nead.org. All the stuff he was talking about, you can go to nead.org, right, Greg?
That's right. I do it. Check it out.
Right.
Join us at our conferences, no doubt about it.
.com, and we want to give thanks to the DLFNY for presenting all of this. Folks, thanks for listening. It's been a great day. Bye for now.
Bye all.